What's up, everybody? My name is Kobe Cornell Boone. I want to say thank you for taking this opportunity and the time to click on this video and check out the intent where authentic conversations take place. I'm Kobe. I'm excited for you to be here. Let's go ahead and get into the video. If you found value today, I just ask that you like, share, subscribe, send this to somebody you know, and most importantly, if you have any thoughts, share it in the comment section. That feedback allows me to know that, hey, I'm creating information that's valuable, videos that are useful and also impactful to all of you guys out there. So today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to do a review of a recent purchase that I made. Probably can tell from the title of the video and what I have on that it is the AR500 plate carrier and level 3 plates. So man, before I even get into the specs and the purchase itself and how it feels, the comfortability and everything else, let's get to just preparedness in general. So for me, I grew up military family. We probably have just as many people who are military personnel, especially on my mom's side of the family, but probably as many people who are military personnel as we do that are not. Growing up, Eastern North Carolina, not too far away from Camp Lejeune, not too far away from Fort Bragg, of course, in Fayetteville. I was in ROTC myself growing up. I was a Boy Scout for a time growing up as well. I was actually going to the military before um, went to college. Got accepted. Went to college first. So military background, growing up in the country, whatever the case may be. So I always would see guys who had like growing up their plate carriers. Maybe they would work out in them. They wouldn't have the actual plates in, but they would have like a chest rig that had like a weighted pack or whatever the case may be. And I knew what purpose it served, or the popular words that people use like bulletproof vest or whatever the case may be, but I don't think I really like grasped the understanding of it from being from the outside of the house, so to speak, not being actually in the military, but being outside the house looking in. It wasn't until I started really taking self defense courses, personal protection, becoming a licensed armed citizen into consideration, and actually going through that process, that I saw that your best offense is also your best defense. Like your best offense is also your best defense. So I would see guys who would go to the range and they'd have the tricked out guns. I mean, custom trigger, um, top of the line sights, all kinds of things. And they would be off target. Like they'd be missing. And when you're in these bays, depending on what type of range you're at, whatever the case may be, you can see somebody else's like target, especially if you're looking down range with a rifle, whatever the case may be. So they would be off target. They had the best gear, but it would be like the guy who's got the old boots on. He's out with his rifle, um, in his plate carrier, doing drills. Maybe coming out of a holster on like a separate bay or something like that, or his own situation, and on target, running and gunning, so to speak, as they would say. And I would just be like, bruh's got everything that's essential. Like bruh's got the plates on. He's got the little beeping machine, and somebody in the comments is gonna turn me up. I'll be forgetting the name. But the little beeping machine, there's a machine that you can shoot when you're actually out practicing and target practicing. It lets you know how fast you come out, and whether you are on target or not, you'll be able to see it. But how quickly you could draw, things of that nature. Stuff that I've started to get into now that I'm like at another level of my training with my instructor. So I would just see that and I would just be like, man, that's like, it's not just about like accuracy, which it is, it 100% is about marksmanship, accuracy, but the idea of preparedness in general encompasses the whole package to me. Do you have what's your MREs? Do you have food? Do you have a complete bug out bag? Do you have all these things? And in this overall world, if you want to call it, of preppers or people who operate and practice in preparedness, because I really feel like preparedness is an art form. Like I really truly believe like being a person who knows how to do a tourniquet, first simple first aid, like basic first aid, whatever the case may be. These are all qualities and practices that, unless you were in ROTC, unfortunately within the United States now, unless you were in ROTC or again, I'll say Boy Scouts or some type of camp type situation or had a job that was fixated on that where it was a part of the role, you may not have learned these simple skills and values that are super important for today. So all in all, that kind of started me down the road of like when the time is right, finances line up because they are not cheap. I am definitely gonna get some plates for me and my family to be able to have. And I've scouted the internet, guys. I've looked at different companies that were out there. There's so many I can't even think to name. I think for AR500, what landed me on them was price point, and I'll talk about the package that I got in a second here as well. But as much as it was price point, it was also like the values, the information that they provide, the diversity of the plates that they offer, the different like levels that they have as well. I think that kind of got me, and I would be wrong to say that good marketing, especially for people who are outside of the gun space or the community, um, the firearm space or community, good marketing can really help people to be able to feel comfortable, and willing to ask questions, feel comfortable and safe to ask questions about things that they maybe don't know. So without further ado, let's get into the specs of the plates that I purchased. And this is like my favorite color. FDE um, is one of my favorite colors on my firearms that I have, but this is a coyote brown color here as well that I have on. So let's get into it. I'm gonna read a little bit of the description. I don't want to bore you guys like completely, but I'm going to just get into a little bit. This is the AR 500 Armor Heritage Armor Plate, and of course this is the Varietas light carrier plate carrier. So unlike ceramic or polythene alternatives, this is capable of protecting against several direct hits while still being less bulky than competing materials. It also has been independently tested in accordance with NIJ 0101.06 threat levels through Oregon Ballistics OBL and HP White Laboratories. This means that its level 3 body armor protection is rated to stop 762 by 51 M80 NATO ball, 308 Winchester at a velocity of up to 2,750 FPS, and special threat tested to stop 556 M855 SS109 green tip at a velocity of 2750 FPS. Yeah. So, what does that mean? Well, great. There's a frequently asked question. What does level 3 armor protect against? And it kind of goes back through the different rounds. So, 762 talks about the speed of the rounds as well. 556, which is a popular one. I'm sure people know 556. 223 is a very popular with the AR platform. Um, as well, talking about green tips is again the type of rounds in general. And then there's a question here on the frequently asked of can civilians own level 3 body armor? Yes, except in New York and Connecticut. And I am not a lawyer. So you can verify that you guys on your own. I'm literally reading off of their website. Literally reading off of their website, but it says civilians can own level 3 body armor except in New York and Connecticut. Both of these states restrict body armor ownership to law enforcement and active military only. So, what does this mean? And I will break it down too. It's important to know that when you're choosing plates, there's different dimensions and measurements. This is a 10 by 12, which I feel like is pretty standard. The weight of the base coat is 8.5 pounds. You also have, also in this one, I got the trauma pad. So the trauma pad goes behind the actual metal plate itself. So like you have your actual metal plate, and then you have behind it the trauma pad, and the same thing in the back. So how much did this cost? Well, they had a package that was going on during December. I guess it was like a New Year package or whatever the case may be, where you were able to get a complete set of two, which I thought was amazing. And I know they do promote like a family package. And again, I'm not getting paid for this at all. I don't have any sponsorship. I've just really started being consistent on my YouTube channel. This is just me sharing with you guys my experience and the value. So I was able to get two blunt force trauma pads in 10 by 12 dimension, two level 3 plates, 10 by 12 multi curve, which just means it's instead of just being a flat plate, it's actually curved, which feels comfortable. Like I have it on now and I'm able to talk and I don't feel weighed down or anything. multi-curve base coat, and then the actual Coyote Brown plate carrier, and you get free shipping. So all in all, it costed me. I'm gonna tell y'all in a second. Try to hurry up and pull this up. Should have added up. It was less than $500. I can definitely tell you that. Um, which is crazy when you start getting into plates and stuff like that. But all in all, the purchase of the plates costed me. Dun, 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 dang, it was that long ago. Dang, it was that long ago. Now that I think about it, let me see. AR 500. It should quickly come up then. $457.77. 77 cents. So $457.77. I was able to get two set of fully loaded, in my opinion, fully loaded plates in the sense of plates, trauma pass, and carrier. And guys, sometimes the carriers themselves can be like a good quality carrier, can themselves be like over $100. So why did I record this video? What is this review about? Why does it matter? Again, I just think as a person who tries to operate, who strives to operate in preparedness, that the best offense is the best defense as well. And investing in places, especially when you have states that, not to knock on those folks, those good folks, I'm sure that are there with those states, but especially when you have laws and legalization that is becoming more and more restrictive with more government and less liberty and rights for the citizens, it's important to, take advantage of the rights that we have and we're afforded here within the United States, where we're able to operate within um, justice, life, and liberty for and freedom for all. So how else could you better end a video than saying freedom for all? That being said, if you like this video, or if you found value in this, or hey, if you've been on the market and you've been considering some different plates, and maybe you got some questions, I will try to answer with what I have from the website. So far, I have not worn this to the range yet. Definitely looking forward to. We've had some super cold weather. A lot of the South has actually the last couple of weeks of January, but can't wait to get this out and get some training in with it. But leave a comment below if you like this content. And until next time, man, God bless and thank you for checking out The Intent.